Happy fall, Mark.
Happy fall, Susie. Fall
Welcome.
around the workstand.
Fall. Whoa.
No, don't fall around the
No.
workstand. That's bad.
Get yourself some anti-slip shoes. You got to get those little mats around your workstands.
Yes. It is fall, and we're around the workstand.
That is correct.
Is that one
Wow.
of those commas are powerful?
Yes. That Oxford comma. There's some very hilarious memes and whatnot
Yes.
out there.
Yes.
But yeah, excellent intro. Let's go
Sure.
ahead and get started.
It's been a little hectic. Give us a little slack.
Yes.
But it is hectic, and there's a lot of things coming, and that's what we want to talk about today. The timeline. So we made big announcements. We have done many demos. Brian and I have done many demos. I know the client success team has talked to many people about these new point of sale features.
How many?
Many, or many. A few minis.
We're on the verge of many.
Yes. And I thought it'd be good to review the timeline because it's been a little confusing for some folks we talked to. It's like, I want it all. And we said, well, it's not time for all of it. This is what we were calling early access time. So we haven't really put all of the features in that will be there at launch. And the next stage of that will be around the 1st of November, where most of those features should be in place. The beta testers that we have and the early access folks we have will have that access. But at that time, we're still trying to gauge the amount of effort it takes to have a really great onboarding experience. And so the client success team is still dialing in that process. And that's why we aren't just letting everybody in. But then January 1st, the product will be out. Everybody that wants to use it can use it. And hopefully by then, not hopefully, we know by then, we'll have that onboarding experience dialed. We'll have worked out some of those kinks. So far, the product's been fine. It's not as if we're stumbling over that. We just want to make sure that it isn't something that we rush in our excitement and you don't have the best user experience that you could possibly have.
Yeah, absolutely. And then so what about for folks who are existing clients? They do have access to some features that they want to kind of, dabble themselves.
That's a really good thing to point out. All those features are there if you're an existing Workstand client. So if you're on Light, Local, Pro, Light and Local right now, there's some limitations that will be done away with when we make those other steps I mentioned. But you can still see things. You can still see purchase orders and special orders. You can see in-store sales. If you wanted to see how to ring somebody up in store, it's there. You could build a purchase order. So in fact, we don't usually do this in this order, but since you brought it up, that's going to be the tech tip is it's there. And part of the reason we did it this way was to get feedback from existing clients. We know that Workstand POS isn't meant to be and isn't a competitor for a big store to something like Lightspeed or Ascend. That's not the point. But we do love the input. So if you have some feedback, if you play with it, that'd be great. And a great place to start, I think, is purchase orders, because it's pretty cool to be able to sit there and build a purchase order and be able to see all these warehouses that we have connected, see pricing and availability, and build a purchase order that way. So that'd be a great one. I think it's probably the most, the easiest thing you could run in parallel to another purchase order, another POS system, and not really disturb anything.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Cool. So we've got some kind of upcoming Around the Workstand episodes that we're going to bring in some other team members to help talk about everything we've got going on, more POS stuff, the future of Workstand.
Yeah. And we mentioned that's something we want to do more of, because historically everybody gets to hear a lot of me and you. And we do occasionally have Ryan on, and we have had other guests, but we want to get back to that. That was originally a lot of the episodes had other folks in them. So the first one up in October, we'll have two big guests. One is Alex Slocum. He runs our product team. And you may wonder, well, what is a product team? And what do you do when you are in charge of the product team? And what does a product team do? Well, Alex can tell us all of that.
Yes, a lot, I'm sure. It'll be a learning moment for all of us.
Yes. You and I were joking that because we're always trying to figure out official titles, but
yeah,
Alex, he's just the guy who gets stuff done. And, it's been, as this product came on, it's been amazing to watch him drive that. And he did in our recent summit, he came in and did a little session that was wonderful. He broke us up into 4 groups. One group is just ringing up normal sales in the store. So we had a little scanner and we were using the point of sale features. One group was doing kind of more complicated bike build kind of orders. And then one group was doing purchase orders and one was doing work orders. And he walked around being the customer and giving us grief and watching, watching the workflow. It was really fun. So anyway, Alex is a fun guy. I'm looking forward to having him on.
Yes, yes.
Yep.
Who else we got?
Well, we're going to have Lauren Webb on. Lauren is in charge and runs our marketing agency.
Yes.
Yep. And I work a lot with Lauren, and we do any custom website projects. Lauren and I tend to work on together. She runs a large team and a big part of the company. And I think we're going to talk about holiday marketing with Lauren.
Wonderful. Yes. I'm excited for... I'm not personally excited for holiday in my life. It's a stressful time. I'm excited for holiday in the world of retail and what it means for our retailers. And I get so excited about the content that we create every year. It's just amazing. Yeah. But yeah, Lauren's my old boss.
Yeah. And she's just fun and she's super smart. And this will be October will be the month of super smart guests around the Workstand.
Not us.
Well, we're smart, but our smart gets spread out over episodes every week.
We can't just like dole it out all at once.
But speaking of holiday and fall, we got some really nice fall writing library topics, and they were in the most recent blog. I think it was the October, whatever, the last blog that was posted around the marketing team.
Yeah.
They're in there, and I'll put links to those landing pages in the show notes, but there's a good one about riding as a family, a cruise with your crew, getting out with your family in the fall. Yeah. There's Enjoy Fall by Bike, and there's one on fall bike clearance. So if you are in a part of the country or it's just part of your business to have a fall sale before the holiday sale gets started, then we've got content for that too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So those are all live and ready to use in your page library. Did I say library or library? I'm not sure. Moving on.
I'll just let it
go. Moving on. So you can easily go in and adjust those catalog settings, those different catalog sections, add, alter, whatever you need to do. Yep. And one more time, I'm not going to stop talking about this.
Go ahead.
If there are lifestyle images in those pages and on the homepage highlight that do not align with the brands that you carry, please let us know. We would love to swap those out for you and make sure that you can utilize it.
Really?
Yeah.
No charge?
No charge.
Wow. I had a funny experience with library topics this past week. So a client reached out to our client 6 team and said, hey, one of my competitors uses you guys, and they have this really awesome electric bike page on their site. It's about a how-to kind of, resources around electric bikes and things you should know. It's wonderful. I would love to have that. How much does that cost? And it got to me, and I thought, that page looks familiar. And it was a library page. And so I called the client. So how excited would you be if I told you that page is in the library and you can use it and it doesn't cost anything? He was very excited.
Yeah. Yeah. That page is really awesome. We'll link it here as well.
Oh, let me make a note of that.
Yep. Don't forget. Make sure that people can find it. And then we've also got some fresh premium content that we're going to start promoting here shortly. If you're looking for something just to be a little bit more, you want to include some social and email graphics with it that are coordinated with the campaign. All that's included. So we have a fall clearance sale and get your e-bike locally. Another really cool page. Just kind of talk about the benefits of shopping for those bikes at your local bike shop.
Yeah, and those premium pages, we talk a lot about and are awfully proud of the library pages, but those premium pages get deep. They have a lot more detail to them. The graphics are more involved. And, if you want something a little different, we sell those, obviously, to any Workstand, I almost said smart detailing, any Workstand client that wants those. But realistically, we don't sell that many of them. So if you want something a little different, some of those are so well designed that we've built custom websites based off some of those design ideas. They're really nice. The cost of $400 covers landing page, like you said, landing page, homepage graphic, email, social graphics, and all the copy we write, and we get it installed for you and connect all the pieces and parts. So it's a pretty slick program, and that content makes really good organic content In other words, it's just interesting. So it draws people in and keeps them on the page, but it also makes outstanding paid search or paid advertising links. So if you, for instance, care about, and we've got a bike packing one in there from a while back, and they're all there in the link that I put in there. You can see a bunch of the past ones. They make really good destinations for paid ads too.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like, lots of benefits to our complimentary content, but a lot of that paid content is really durable. So great bang for your buck. It's not just if you don't want to do a point in time promotion, that's cool. That get your e-bike locally, that you could have that year round, a great resource.
Yeah, that's a good point. It doesn't go anywhere. Certainly over time, things age, bike models change, et cetera. But you can use that for a few years at least. So that cost of that we think is pretty reasonable, especially in relation to, we started doing those for what it's worth, because for our larger marketing clients, we were doing a lot of custom campaigns like that. Well, if we do it custom, there's a lot more time involved because we're only going to do it once. That's another few $100s. So it's not quite half, but it's close to half what you'd spend. I think it's about
very close. Yeah,
to what you'd spend if you wanted something custom. And it is fairly unique because not that many stores will buy each of those campaigns. So if you have questions about that, link will be there where you can look at them. You can let me know or let the client success team know you want to use one of those, and we'll help get it installed.
Yeah, absolutely. Do we want to talk more about that tech tip? Tuesday tech tip.
We already talked about it. Get in there and play
covered
around. And if you're not sure what to play with to get a feel for it, I think that's the tech tip is try purchase orders. It's pretty fun. And at the same, one of the places we have a lot of room to improve are in the work orders. They work really well now, but we know we've got to build some more pieces and parts in that over time. But I've shown that to a few service managers, and they're very excited that a service writer could have that screen in front of them, and as they bring a bike in, see in one place what parts they have in stock, so they know what's in the store that might relate to this repair that they're triaging at the moment. And not only that, they can see into the supply chain and know what's available and which suppliers got it while the customer's there. And so the ability to adjust the expectation of when that repair will be done based on knowing what's in stock and where something is if you need it that isn't in stock, there's some big excitement around that. So that's another place, purchase orders and maybe work orders. Take a look at both of those.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, check those out.
I don't mean to interrupt, but don't forget, if you're interested, if you're already and you want more detail than you find on your own, I'll put, again, the link in the show notes about the get a demo piece, and you can fill that out, and you and I can schedule a time, and we'll talk through that. And again, we want the feedback. So if you have some time, I want to talk about that, even if it's not something you're looking to do now, we'd appreciate the feedback, and I'd love for everybody to see it and have a chance to talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, until then,
I'll see you around the workstand.
I'll see you around the workstand.